Today's social studies lesson will be still week 7, Oklahoma Celebrates. We will be on circle 7, the first Labor Day. Follow along as I play. Remember, it's always important before you read a story to look at the questions so you'll know what information you need. So when I look at the questions, the first one says, when was the first Labor Day held? The next question, in what U.S. city was the first Labor Day organized? Why was Labor Day created? So those are the 3 questions. So follow along as I play.
Historians are not certain who actually came up with the idea for Labor Day. Some believe that Peter McGuire, below, founded it. He was the first secretary of the American Federation of Labor. Others say the idea belonged to Matthew McGuire. He was the secretary of the Central Labor Union. New York's Central Labor Union chose to make the idea a reality by organizing the first Labor Day on September 5, 1882 in New York City. The holiday was created to honor American workers who used their strength and skills to make life better for the entire country. The first Labor Day was celebrated with a parade, speeches, and a picnic for workers and their families. In 1894, Labor Day became an annual national holiday. People now celebrate it on the first Monday in September. What do you do on Labor Day?
Let's look at the first question. When was the first Labor Day held? September 5th, 1882, September 5th, 1885, September 5th, 1828, September 5th, 1882. So let's look. I see this date right here, 1882, and it says New York's Central Labor Union chose to make the idea a reality by organizing the first Labor Day on September 5th, 1882 in New York City. So now I will go down after I've highlighted it, and I will choose, like it said, September 5th, 1882, and I got my coins. The next question, in what U.S. city was the first Labor Day organized? Well, it just told us. New York City, right here. Organized the first Labor Day in New York City. So that is also the second answer. How easy was that? Now the last one. Why was Labor Day created? Well, it says to have another holiday every year, to give workers more money, to honor the workers who made the country better, to make life better for workers. So let's look. Historians are not certain who actually came up with the idea of Labor Day. Talks about it right here. The holiday was created to honor American workers who use their strength and skills to make life better for the entire country. So let's go down and choose to honor workers who made the entire country better. I think that is the best answer. And I got my coins. So those are the questions for the topic, the first Labor Day. Now let's look at the next topic, which will be Circle 8, Good Citizens. Let's look at the questions. There are not any questions for this topic, so it should be pretty easy. So follow along and listen as I play.
Oklahoma is full of great citizens. You are a citizen. A citizen is someone who lives in a place and is part of the community. What do you think might make a citizen good or great? Often, when we think of good citizens, we think of people in the past who have shown courage and patriotism, or loyalty and responsibility. Can you think of someone from the past who was a good citizen? Who are they? And what kind of characteristics did they have? Were they honest, caring, helpful, or respectful? Maybe they were thoughtful, diligent, hardworking, or fair. Did they work hard to help others? There are many things that can make a person a good citizen who helps the community they live in. Think about someone who you think is or was a great citizen. Choose a person and think about what makes them a great citizen. On the lines provided, write 2 or 3 sentences that explain why the person you chose is a great citizen. Write 1 extra sentence that is something you will do to show good citizenship.
Wow. So it says, think about someone who you think is or was a great citizen. Choose a person and think about what makes them a great citizen. Now there aren't any lines, so you'll have to get paper and write 2 or 3 sentences that explain why the person you chose is a great citizen. And then I'm going to collect my coins. Now, when I think of a good citizen, it's someone who always does good for other people. Maybe if I think about our building, who is a good citizen, well, I think our janitor makes a very good citizen because he's always got a smile and he's willing to help anyone if they need help with something. So think of a good citizen that you know. Let's go to topic 9 or circle 9. Holiday timeline. Let's look and see if there's any questions. There's one question. It says school starts in August. What holiday is celebrated just after the start of school on the first Monday of September? Well, remember, this is a timeline. It lists dates, or maybe here it's listing months and then what happens in that month. So follow along as I play.
Use the information about American holidays to complete the timeline. If the date is missing, fill it in. If the name of the holiday is missing, fill that in. Add some state or local holidays or celebrations you know about to this timeline. What do they commemorate?
Now this activity you will also need to write on another piece of paper. Be prepared to share it during class.
Use the information about America.
Now, after you fill in the timeline of holidays or things that happen in that month that's important to you, Let's complete this question. School starts in August. What holiday is celebrated just after the start of school and the first Monday of September? Labor Day, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, I know we've been talking about Labor Day. Let's see. It says Labor Day, the first Monday of September. So I am going to say Labor Day. And I got it right. That is the information about holiday timeline. Scoot to the next circle. Now, it says think and review questions. How did the United States become so diverse in tradition and culture across the country? Number 2 says, which holidays from the article are a part of your family's traditions and culture? Why do you think not all of them are? Well, most likely, each family has its own culture and traditions. So if we were from the Chinese culture, we would have celebrated the Chinese New Year in February. Since I am not part of the Chinese culture, I did not celebrate that holiday. Why do you think art is included in the Cherokee National Holiday Celebration? Think about that. Why? What can you learn by attending the Black Leggings Warrior Society annual celebration? Think about last week when you learned about the Kiowa Black Leggings. If you were going to add a good citizen to Camille Felon's quilt, what qualities would they have? Think about that. These are just questions to ponder about. And get your coins. Now here, think about holidays and celebrations are important to tradition and culture. Write to explain why we celebrate things that happened hundreds of years ago. Be sure to use specific details to support your reasons. Think about this question. This is a question we would talk about in class. Don't forget to get your coins. Now, after you finish, make sure you go to Think Central or go to our social studies site and get your own coins so you can play the games.